Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar de Jesus, and his co-host, John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zac the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast with myself, your host, Edgar de Jesus. And yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zac, the Pool Boy Nicholas. Today, we're doing our podcast, and we are literally doing the podcast and headed straight to the airport to go to Vegas right after the podcast. Want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting and splashing and dashing. We are talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started today, I want to thank our sponsors for this podcast, the Ultimate Pool Tools, SPPA, poolinvoice.com, Blu-ray Excel, Aquastar Pool Products, and Pivot Pool Products. We want to thank them for their continued support. John, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing very well on this Sunday morning. I'm actually really excited. I don't know if you can see it in my face. I don't show much emotion, but this is my happy face. If for those of you that are watching, it's been a long. I can't believe it's been a year, Edgar.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Mind blowing.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, last year was quite the experience, right? And it was, we talk always about going outside your comfort zone, setting goals, being bold and going after things. And, what we did last year with our venture with the Pool Nation Awards was quite the, it was talk about going out your comfort zone, right? We're pool boys. You know what I mean? What we do is we clean pools, we service pools. We fix stuff that's broken. We hustle, from sun up to sundown. Hosting awards, not really in the wheelhouse, but
it is now.
It is now, right? And it goes to show that whatever you apply yourself to, you can do something. And last year, like I said, was we didn't know what the hell to expect. I've been a part of many, I wouldn't say awards, but I've been to conventions and where they've given out awards and where I've received awards in my prior life, but I've never facilitated or hosted any of it. And it's a completely different ball game, right? When the tables are turned and you're in that position. But I didn't know what to expect. And all I know is that when we were done, we had an amazing time and we had an amazing turnout, and everybody loved it, and everybody had a great time, and we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. But this year, right, knowing what we know from last year and what we went through, right, we've been able to, sharpen our blades a little bit, right, prepare, see the things, the pitfalls that we didn't see coming that were last year. I think we did a good job of making it happen without anybody going, wow, those guys screwed up, right? We did well, but trust me, there was some. We were fighting our demons, trying to figure it out and do it, but we hit it well. But this year, I mean, we are like on point, right? Ready to rock and roll. And not only just us, but just the whole industry and how we've just been, how they're just like, I don't know. I just really don't know how to explain it, but it's just like they're welcoming it, and the excitement, not just from us now, because last year we were the ones that were excited because we knew what we had in store for everybody and what we were trying to do and the fun that everybody was going to have. But this year, now the people that were there last year and then them talking to other people, now their excitement is feeding us, right, and helping us going like, wow, to the point where, I mean, we had like a little over 100 people last year, right? And this year we're a full house. over 250 people that are going to be there. And we know last year we had a line of people that wanted to come in, but we couldn't take any more in our room that we're at. We know it's going to be the same thing this year. And I think like the fire department only allows us, the fire marshal, I think we're 200 and, less than 300 people in that room or whatever. So we are full. And it's just wonderful, and I mean, I get giddy just to think and to see and to talk to not just pool pros and pool girls from across the country, but across the world, right? We got people coming from other continents that are coming to this award, and not only just pool techs and professionals, right? But also, there's manufacturers and there's distributors that are going to be there supporting the pool pros, right? And they know that event is for the pool professionals, and they're there in a supporting role for them, which is, I don't know, it's just really cool. I'm excited. We're going to be leaving as soon as this podcast is done. We're going to hit the road. It's going to take us about 4.5 hours to get there. The way Mama drives, maybe 3 hours, because she hauls ass. We take the back roads. I'm telling you, there's like, we go on the back roads from California to Vegas, and you get those little,
That's Victorville.
Dude, she books it. I can't tell you how many times we've caught in air. I'm like, dude, like Dukes of Hazzard going over these duntadunts or whatever the hell they're called. But she hauls ass, right? And we cruise and we go, and we'll get there in about 3.5 hours or so, and we're going to check in tonight, and then it's going to be showtime.
Yeah. I remember as a kid, my dad would drive us through Victorville, and he would always go really fast. So you would get that wee little motion, and all the kids were always like, wee. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. So I am super excited about it. I want to do something here really quick, John, and I do want to give a big, huge shout out to a couple people that are on here today. And we have Brianna is on there, Maria. We have our boy, Brian Cresson, that is driving up to Vegas, and he's listening to us. So, Brian, I have got to give you probably the biggest shout out, because if it wasn't for you, my friend, I don't know what I would have done this year. So, Brian lives out here very close to me, and he was driving to Vegas, and we had just tons of stuff that needed to be shipped, because this year was a challenge, John. It really, if it wasn't for Janie, if it wasn't for him, I don't know what we would have done, because, we had to handle all the logistics of all the things that need to get up there and checking the things and making sure. And then Brian showed up last night at the house, and he's like, got my Explorer ready to go. Just load whatever you need to send up to the show. And he is actually on the way right now to Vegas, and he's got a lot of the stuff that's needed for the Pool Nation Awards. So, Brian, I know that you're driving out there. Big shout out to you. Even my wife was like, I really like Brian. He's awesome. So big shout out to you, Brian. Take it easy out there in that drive, and we will catch you in Vegas, my friend.
Dude, Brian's awesome. He really is. And I'd get into a lot more of a compliment here and tell him, but he's on, and I'd rather wait till he's not here to talk about it, because I don't want to give him any bigger of a head than he already has. But no, for real though, Brian, dude, is talk about a genuine person that just gives a shit. I mean, it's the truth. He just gives a shit, and he genuinely cares and wants to help you. Yep. And it's not, and what's so beautiful about it is, yeah, he works for Hayward, but he doesn't look at it that way, right? He works for the pool industry, and that's how he comes off. And he's like, I don't care what product, whatever it is, I'm here to help you, right, to be better. And if it's through Hayward, amazing. If you need help through something else, it's not like, oh no, I can't help you because that's not a Hayward product, or I'm not there. You need to get a hold of the other guy's rep, where he's the first person to be there and do whatever he needs. And talk about a great sense of humor. I'm looking forward to seeing him on the awards, and him talking smack about you, making fun of you. I'm sure he will.
Him and I talked this year, John, and what we
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. We geared it all towards you and Zach.
Oh no.
So we kind of worked the script, and so Brian has some huge ammo, and then he's natural. So he called me, and even yesterday he was like, "Hey, tell me this about John and tell me that about Zach and, all this kind of stuff. And he's like, he goes, I'm going to be practicing all the way up to Vegas. So prepare, my friend, because it ain't coming my way.
Brian, don't forget, I'm going to be the sucker that's going to be up left on the stage while Edgar is going to do what he did to and Zach. They're going to be off the stage, and I'm going to be the one on the stage throughout the whole thing. So, when you walk up the stage, I might accidentally put a foot out there, and you might trip.
See, look, he's over here going, my head is big enough. I'm thinking bro hugs for John on stage.
For sure.
There you go. So I will make sure that I have my phone ready, and I'll get some pictures of that, moment of embrace. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, everybody listening, obviously this podcast will be out on Monday. Big, huge shout out to Jeanette. Big, huge shout out to everybody that's going to the awards. What's completely crazy about these awards, John, is that we literally have people from all over the world coming. And when I say all over the world, I'm not making this stuff up. I mean, we got people coming from Australia. We've got people coming from all kinds of places to come over to these awards. And at the awards, I'm going to talk about all the states that we have pool pros that are flying into. And what's crazy to me, John, is that people all along the way have told us, oh, you won't be able to get, pool pros to all come together, and all this. And you know how it is people will always talk, and people will always, we literally have people, John, I should have pulled it up and talked about it. I mean, we got pool pros coming from Wisconsin, California, Texas, New Mexico, Arkansas, Indiana, freaking Montana. I mean, they're coming from everywhere, John. And I'm going to read all the states on stage. I got it on my script, and there must be at least 12 to 14 different states where pool pros are coming from. North Carolina, Maryland, Atlanta. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. And these are pool pros. These are not companies. These are pool pros that are out there servicing pools and doing all that kind of stuff. And that is what excites me. So, last year, like you said, we had about 130 people. This year, we're almost at like, 270, John. And it's just absolutely mind blowing. And we had to cut off the tickets because, there's a capacity that we could hit in that room, and that's it, period. You can't kind of go over past that. And what's exciting to me, John, is the amount of people that are messaging me, telling me that they're excited about the awards. I mean, I got people messaging me last week going, my bags are already packed. I'm ready to go. All I got to do is hit the pools and be ready to go.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, I'm getting messages and pictures of tuxedos and suits, and this is what I'm wearing. Is that going to be, dude? And I'm just like, wow, that's so awesome.
Yep.
It really is. And it's one thing I was always told is you're never going to get a pool guy or pool girl to dress up, right? They're never going to do it, right? That's not their style. And I'm like, no, bull BS, right? And to have them, I don't know. It's just pretty badass, dude. And I mean, awesome. Look, if you look at any pool pro's hands, you know what I mean? They're cracked and they're hurt and they're aching,
Smell like chlorine.
Yeah. And any pool girl that's out there, especially if they're wearing dresses, I'm sure all of them are worried about their pool girl tans, right? I know Mama's the same thing too, because you're out and about, and God forbid I take my socks off, right? I will scare anybody within like a 30-foot radius, because it's like my feet will be glowing like I'm dead. Or if you lift up your arm a little bit and see the difference in the tan, it's we're the type of we're the industry that takes showers after work, not before work, right? Because we're out there hustling and busting our ass physically day in and day out. And when we're out working, we're not necessarily in an office environment if you're out there doing pools, so you don't have the chance to dress up, at least. So that's not usually our attire. And then when we come home, we're tired, we're beat, and we don't go to balls and galas and stuff like that. So to be able to experience that and have that is pretty cool.
Yeah. And here's the thing, John, is originally when we were going to do the awards last year, we said business casual. I was planning on wearing the shirt that you're wearing today with a 3-button with the logo there. It was the pool pros that wanted to dress up and wanted to do it nice. And so, we put it out there. We put the post on Instagram. Everybody, huge majority, it was like 98% of the people that responded to the survey wanted to do dress up. We went dress up. And then now this year, it's even gone to the next level with people going, we're wearing tuxes. So Zach, John, and I are like, man, well, we've got to take our game up to the next level, and we're all going to be in tuxedos. And I know a lot of people that are going to be out there in tuxedos. Pool Envy is coming from Wisconsin. He rented a tuxedo. I know that Todd Pieri from Aquastar that's going to be there sent me a message, and he's like, I'm tuxing out, baby.
Vic
so,
from G6 is wearing a tuxedo, dude, and it looks sick. He sent me a picture of it, and it on point. It looks good.
It is awesome. Yeah. So anyways, this podcast will be out on Monday. Everybody listening to this podcast on Monday, the awards are going to be Wednesday at the International Pool and Spa Show in Las Vegas. And we're going to stream it live. Now, normally we stream starting at 6 o'clock, our Instagram lives. The awards are probably going to start at about 6:30. So we will kind of post something so everybody can see. But we're going to try to stream it on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We're going to get up there tonight, believe it or not. So after this podcast, I'm headed to the airport. John's going to drive. We're going to get up there. We're going to connect with our friend Benny, and he's going to do a lot of the video stuff. So we'll be able to kind of test all that and kind of get that going. But check out the channels. We'll do some posts on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the things that we normally do, so that if you can't make it and you want to watch the awards, you can watch the awards. I know that Jeanette is listening to this right now. She's going. She was the Pool Girl of the Year last year. She's going to be presenting the Pool Girl of the Year this year, which has me super excited to kind of watch her get up on stage and do that and announce the 2022 Pool Girl of the Year. And here's the other thing for the Pool Girl and the Pool Guy of the Year. John, why don't you talk about the prizes that they're going to get?
What's funny is, as you're talking, I'm like, well, we didn't even talk about the prizes that are being given away. And look, I know we've been talking about it for the last week or so, but I'm just going to say it again because I just think it's amazing. And I really can't think of or remember another show or another event or award or anything like that where this much has been given to a pool pro, right? I know the Western gives an amazing prize every year. They do. They used to give away a truck, and I think the last year they gave away $20,000 worth of cash. I think is what the prize was.
Because it was a car issue.
Because of COVID, you couldn't get trucks, right? Which is, I thought, was an amazing prize, right? And then us, at the show and at the awards, because of all our wonderful sponsors that stepped up to the plate. It has been all them.
It's all been them. Yep.
Because we don't we can't afford to give away $25,000 plus in prizes. If we had the money, we would, but we just don't. We don't operate that way, so we had to rely heavily on our sponsors, and boy, we thought it was going to be a difficult, journey, or being able to, hey, look, can we really make this happen? How big can we go? And just the receptiveness from everybody that just came through for us immediately and said, yeah, we want to support and we want to do, we want to reward, the professionals out there, was just pretty cool, man. So I'll go over a list of some of the prizes that we're giving away, particularly for the Pool Guy and the Pool Girl of the Year. They're going to officially receive a full pad. So when we talk, and not only just a full pad, but even some extras on top of it. So the winner is going to receive a variable speed pump from Aquastar, their new one. They're going to receive the new filter, the pipeline filter, right? They're going to receive a heater from Raypack. They're going to receive a automation from Hayward, right? And not only just an automation, but it's their new automation with the S3 salt system, right? So not only are you getting an automation to control everything, but you're getting salt system on top of it. You're going to be receiving the limited edition Pool Nation pole from Ultimate Pool. You're going to be receiving an aerial, right? The robot. I think Chris says that Blu-ray is also going to be giving some Blu-rays out. Our friends over at Natural Chemistry Biolabs are giving away a certificate, a voucher for free product. I think it's like $200 worth of free product. And there might be a couple other things that are going to be thrown in, but just think about that, right? Did I miss anything? I think the only thing we didn't get is lights, right? everything else they have. And then I was totaling up the dollar amount, and retail wise, what it's worth is we're looking at $12,000, $13,000, $14,000, just depending on your market stuff, of retail value of product that is going to be given, and they can use it for themselves if they want to use it for their own pool, or if they want to turn around and they want to sell it, to one of their customers, and then make the money off of it that way. But overall, I mean, that is amazing, and it's just absolutely amazing. And then we're also going to be giving some prizes to some other winners that we have. But again, I'm just floored by the support that we received. And I got to thank Brian again. And
he's on here. Big shout out. Yep.
At the last thing when we talked about this, I think, I don't know, about a couple months ago, Edgar and I were talking.
Weeks ago.
Or wherever, yeah. And we said, hey, look,
California, you were out in
we
Texas.
should do some prizes, right? We should figure stuff out. I go, yeah, okay, let's figure it out. Let's do it. And then we were so busy doing a bunch of other things. And then like 2 weeks ago, we talked about it again. And then you go, okay, I'm going to make some phone calls. And then you started making a phone call, and you called me back, and you're like, oh my God, we got this. And I'm like, holy shit. Right. And then we said, okay, well, I go, maybe are we pushing it, Edgar? I go, but the only thing we're missing is automation. I go, who can we reach out?
And you joked around and you said, hey, Brian, I know you're listening.
Yeah. And then we called Brian out, right? And of course we knew Brian would could, and he did. He came through, right? And he hooked us up with the automation. So which is, just like I said, it's badass. I wish I was up for the run of Pool Guy.
Pool Guy or Pool Girl, right?
Right.
You're gonna have everybody. And I already had out here Jeanette kind of going, hey, can they retro the prizes?
That's what I was gonna say, right? I know she's gonna be there when she's calling off the winner. She's gonna call herself again, right? Yeah.
That's funny. I have Jeremy over here going, hey, swap Hayward for Pentair. And problem is, Jeremy, you can't find Pentair anywhere. So anyways, but hey, look, Hayward has come through for us. Brian has been an amazing partner with us. He is one of those guys that.
Well, hey, look, I'm going to say this. We talked about all these prizes, and Pentair was not one of them in the prizes we're giving away. I'm sorry. If it is what it is.
It is what it is, right? So, but anyways, and Brian has been such an amazing partner that Brian is the one guy that when he looks at helping his guys, he helps them from the pool pro standpoint. And he was a pool guy. He owned a pool company, so he knows how it is. And those are the type of guys that we need out there helping the pool pros, right? We talk about bettering the industry. We're talking about, educating them and all that kind of stuff. And this is the type of guy that you need, because not only is he going to be able to help them with the equipment, but he's also going to be able to kind of coach them from some other business sides of things that he sees that maybe the pool guys and pool girls might be doing or not doing. So anyways, John, scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you? Well, let me backtrack. Is the truck loaded? No, it's not.
No.
I knew it.
No.
And let me tell you, you have a lot of stuff to load.
Dude, I do. We do have a lot of stuff to load. I also have like 6 vehicles at my house, right? And you think my garage is open for trucks? I can't put my stuff in. I can't put a truck in the garage. Dude, my garage is like an SCP, right? It is, it's a warehouse.
Right.
We got Costco racks upon racks upon racks upon totes upon, toolboxes of product. It is literally your
warehouse,
my warehouse, and I can't fit a truck, and I can't load all that stuff and leave it outside. So that's
Yeah.
the reason why we didn't load it up. But my entryway to my house, if I can move the camera around, it looks like a Costco warehouse.
Oh, and I mean, Janie called me the other day, and Janie, a big, huge shout out to you, because without you, my stress level would be through the roof. And she's kind of managed all the products, getting them there and kind of going through. And she calls me and she's like, got this on the list, got this on the list. You put this, what are you referring to this product? And I don't think we've gotten this product. And then she's opening the stuff to make sure it's all been printed and all that. And by the way, that just, John, you know how I am, and that just takes all the relief off my shoulders.
Well, not only that, let's be honest, right? The whole reason why is, if Janie wasn't around for that, you would have to rely on me for that.
Oh, and I wouldn't. Right? I told it, John, I love you, brother, but I would not, trust me, because you would be now, as you load, calling me going, we don't have this, or where is this, or what is this that you're talking about?
Look, I prioritize, dude, and I got focused vision, right? I do what I do, and it's like a banner, a sign, a table, tent.
Have you even opened any of them to look at them? Have you even looked at any of them?
No, I haven't opened them. I'm like, dude, really? I'm out. I need to go out and make some money right now. I'm out doing this and that. I'm gonna look at a banner. What the hell am I gonna do with a banner? But yeah, the truth is that if Janie wasn't around for that, and God bless her soul, she is my rock when it comes down to that kind of stuff. I know I always talk about strength based, right? My thing is not that, right? I don't like the little that little stuff. That to me is boring. And I like to get out there, get my hands dirty. I like to talk. I like to sell. I like to learn and that kind of stuff. But that is not my wheelhouse. And Janie is amazing at it. And if it wasn't for her, I think we would Edgar would probably.
Oh, I would have killed you by now.
Out. You'd be done. You'd be like,
I'll tell you what. First of all, if it wasn't for her and it wasn't for Brian, I would have started to drive to Vegas yesterday, because I would have had everything shipped home, checked everything, and kind of done all that. And if you know me, one of the things that I go through is I like to have stuff done way in advance. With the awards, I wanted to be done with everything a month in advance. We had some issues with some stuff that was going on, and it went, John, some of it went to last week, and it had me.
Oh, I know.
I was just like, I'm like, I like to have everything and to just kind of be able to kind of relax. And then you're the complete opposite of me. You're like,
it is what it is.
10 minutes before go time. And you're like, did you send me the script? What am I saying? What am I talking about? What am I, John, where's your final thoughts for the awards? Oh, I'll send them to you today. And, here we are getting ready to, jump on a plane. And right before the podcast, John goes, hey, here you go. Here's the final thoughts.
Oh, dude, really, bro. So you're instead of being happy, okay. Look, let's talk about last year and what happened.
Well, right? I want everybody to listen to this part. Go ahead, John. Tell them.
Well, talk about last year, right? So look, This is me, and this is out of pure love for you, right? Going, look, I do not want to stress Edgar out this year, because I saw what happened last year, and rightfully so, right? And it's just who I am and how I like to. I don't like to, I like to speak from the heart. And trust me, I can talk anybody's head off if it's about a subject that's interesting to me or something I'm very passionate about. So I don't like the scripted, words and sayings and da 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 da. I like to, if somebody asks me a question, I want to just know it right there and then. I don't want to have to prepare for it, because I believe there's a little bit of fakeness that's involved when you have to delicately prepare something. But I also respect that when, you have to know your audience, and there's some things you have to be very careful about when you talk. And I get that too. Trust me, I'm no dummy. But when people ask me questions, I want them just to ask me. And then if I have the answer, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to give you what my thoughts are. If I don't have the answer, I'm just going to say, hey, look, I don't know. And then in my mind, it sparks, hey, I need to learn about this. I want to know about it, and I'm going to go out and do it. So long story short, when it comes to what my final thoughts are, I know how I feel, but I don't know how I feel until I'm there in that situation. And Edgar was like, okay, you know, this is what we're going to do. This is how it is. We're going to go up there. We're going to talk and that kind of stuff. I need final thoughts. I need to have them. I need to know what you're going to say, John, right? I need to know what you're going to say. And I'm like, okay, Edgar, I'll get him. And then I promised him that
I asked him for that the very next day that the awards were over last year. As soon as it was over, I started asking him for the final thoughts for this year, just to give him enough time.
So I'm like, look, I'll get him. And then sure as shit, we get to Vegas and I still don't have them done. Right. And I'm literally getting them done on my way there on the plane, to Texas. On my way there on the plane, I started doing it and I started finishing while I was there. And then when we showed up that day for the awards, I'm like, okay, here they are into the confidence monitor or whatever. And Edgar's like, nope. He's like, you're on your own, bro. Yeah. I'm like, what? And then the tables were turned there and I'm stressing, right? And I'm like, shit. I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm looking at this room, you know, and what we're doing, what we're talking about. I'm like, okay, look, well, you know, my final thoughts. I'm going to talk about some and do this. I want to put this on the confidence monitor because I want to make sure I hit these points. And Edgar's like, no, I'm over it. He's all, if you want them, get over there. So I'm sitting there in the suit and I'm sitting down Indian style and I'm sitting there typing
in front of the podium
stuff in there in front of the podium, yelling at people. I need help. How do we get this on? But so anyways, he got me good on it. And so I said, this year I'm gonna do better.
I kept telling you guys, I'd be like, I need them at least a couple days before so I can print them and put them into the PowerPoint.
Yeah, but you know what? I look at it like this, and much love that you in trust that, you know what, you know, I'm not worried. John say whatever he's going to say, you know what I mean? And you know, we have that type of relationship where it's like, you know, I don't need to listen to what Edgar is going to say and say, is that going to be good? You know what I mean? Or vice versa with Zach, the same thing too. You know, we're real and we talk and we say what we're going to talk and what we're going to do. And but it was fun or funny kind of seeing that happen. Two completely different personalities, right? You know, come head on.
For right? Me, it's just so on the Instagram lives, on the podcast, it's you know, it's funny because we kind of, it's live, right? It's raw. You know, we kind of have somewhat of the script from the questions and stuff like that, but we don't do the whole, you know, here's completely scripted. Our script is kind of, here's the questions that we're going to talk about. Here's the intro. Let's go. And whatever happens, and it's live. Right. And we have technical
guide
difficulties
rails.
and
this is where we're gonna be. Yeah.
But, you know, for the awards, it's a little bit different because you have, you know, an event that you need to time, right? Because the problem is, you know, we have 24 different categories. And even if you go, hey, look, there's 5 minutes per category, there's a lot of time that goes, you know, throughout that. And then we want to kind of have an idea. So the thing is, you know, kind of get your notes of what you have, mainly so they could be on the confidence monitor, right? And when you get to the confidence monitor, you kind of have to plug them into that so that they could show up on the confidence monitor. And so that takes, you know, work and all that. So I was able to send the file to the people and go, here's the file for the confidence monitor. And then John's all that day. And here's the thing. You literally were already in a suit ready to go. And you're like, I have the notes. I'm like,
and look, guys, everybody,
own, bro.
Imagine this when it was put on I'm looking at the notes and everything. Everybody else is there, and John is missing on everything, right?
And it's all blank.
Like, and I'm like, oh, gotta have some stuff on there, but it worked out, right? You would have never have known.
No, it's kind of what we do.
What I'm getting at here is shame on you because look, here we are 4 days before it. What is it? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days before?
I know why you
sent it to you.
I know why you sent it. I know why you sent it. And tell me if I'm wrong.
Go.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
The only reason that today I got them today is because today's the last day that I could put it in and send it to the people so that it's on that confidence monitor.
Correct.
And
Correct.
So you literally just sent it to me going, well, I sent it before you got on the plane.
Yeah, but I did send it though, right?
You did send it.
I did.
And look, and I appreciate
it was
that
so funny.
hugely.
I started working on it like 4 or 5 days ago, and what was kind of sad was that I was like, yeah, I'm working on these, and you're like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm actually sitting here. I'm actually sitting here, and I'm working on this. And he's like, no, you're not. Whatever. Sure you are. If you are, okay, tell me. Say it to me. You know what I mean? Tell me what you got so far. And I'm like, oh, come on. But anyways, yeah, no, I was working on it. But yeah, this year is going to be really good. There's a lot of good points we got to talk about. A lot of people we have to think. And it's going to be fun for sure.
And here's the other thing is a lot of times, especially with our talking and stuff like that, that's not a forum for us to sit there and talk like on a podcast for a long time, right? It's an award show. So even this year, we did a better job at keeping our speaking part at the beginning a little bit shorter so that we can kind of roll right into the entire production, right?
You haven't seen the script then yet that I sent then.
Did you add stuff to your intro? I did not look at it. I haven't looked at it. Great. Now John's going to ramble for like 17 minutes and people are going to start to leave the room.
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, you're right. We have a tight schedule because we have how many awards? 24 or what? How many awards are we
24 awards.
24 awards. Yeah. It's a lot.
So
and it's going to take some time. Everybody walking up and talking and doing what they need to do. Yeah.
And we gotta jump into it like quick. Like, so last year we started and we didn't start the event till like an hour later while everybody had dinner and all that. This year it's going to be a little bit different, more like 30 minutes. And then we kind of start the event. But I tell you this, it's going to be exciting. We have, double the amount of people that we had last year. Everybody's super excited. And, the big thing, guys, is, these awards are for the pool pro, right? And they're chosen by the pool pros. They're voted on by the pool pros, and everybody's just exciting. And John, I know we got to finish the podcast because we're getting ready to head out here. I'm going to ask you one quick question before we close the podcast, and we haven't even taken the sponsor word. So we'll do that right before. So here's going to be my question. I'm going to ask you a quick question. We'll take a word from our sponsors. We'll come back. We'll answer that, and we will call it a day because we have to head out to the airport. So my question to you is going to be, for these year's award, for this year, what is the one thing that you're looking forward to the most? So I want you to think about that for a minute. We're going to take a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll get John's answer.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day. Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today. Pivot how you clean pools. Debris that makes it to the bottom always enters from the surface. Clean from the top with Ariel, a smart solar-powered pool skimming robot. She works around the clock skimming pesky and fine debris off the pool surface. Tell your customers about Ariel and earn big commission on every sale. With advanced solutions like Ariel, you'll spend less time at the pools you service, improve customer relations, and increase your bottom line. Plus, pool owners will enjoy a constantly swim-ready and healthy pool and lower energy bills. Visit pivotpoolproducts.com/dealers to see how much you can earn and for resources on how to get your customers to ditch the net for good.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast with myself, Edgar, and John. Zach is actually on the way to Vegas. Let me see, what time is it? Actually, he's already landed in Vegas. He was going to arrive there this morning at like 9 o'clock. I did see him post a picture, John, of him and Leslie over at the airport. So big shout out to you, Zach.
I saw that.
He didn't want to do the podcast from the air. He could have bought the higher internet package, but he said that he thought he might kind of get a couple people next to him angry, so he didn't want to podcast from the airplane. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
So they could have walked around the plane and interviewed people. So anyways, everybody, we're super excited. We are doing a podcast here on Sunday. We are getting ready to literally hang up the podcast for the day, and I will head straight to the airport. John will load the truck and head to Vegas. Before we do that, John, I want to ask you, what is the one thing that you're looking forward to the most from the awards this year?
Good question.
Should I go first?
No.
Okay.
No, you want to go first?
No,
I got it. No, I got it.
You want to go first? Normally I go to Zach. That's why I kind of threw a curve at you.
Yeah, we'll do this. I'm good with this. I thought about it. I had my 3 minutes to think about it. And
all I need is 3 minutes, Edgar. Just ask me a question. Give me 3 minutes. We're good.
I have my 3 minutes, and you know, and I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, should I? Whatever. But you know what? I'm just brutally honest, like I always am. And this might be selfish reasons, or some might think of it and go, that's not your typical answer, but it's my answer, and it's what motivates me. We've been doing this now for over 2 years, right? And I'm not going to single it to one thing, but it's going to be a couple things, all one thing, so there's like parts to it. So forgive me if I exceed my one thing I'm looking forward to. First and foremost, it's putting faces to names. I love getting to meet people in person. I'm not the keyboard type of guy, I do whatever I can, I possibly could do on Instagram. I suck at it. Anybody that looks at my page, I post like once every 6 months. And the only time I post anything is if Edgar tells me you're tagged or you're a contributor.
I'll tell you what. I put him. What's the name of it? It has a name. It's a collaborator. All he has to do is hit yes, and it automatically posts it on his page, and he won't even click on that button.
Yeah. So look, I am absolutely terrible at social media, and for many reasons. Because I think it's a wonderful place, and we've met a lot of great. It's also very toxic, right? And and I try to stay out of all the BS that goes on there. And when people message me that they truly want help and I can help out, I'm gonna do what I possibly can. And over the years, we've met some really cool people from across the country, from across the world. And I got to tell you, when we first did our show, it was an eye opener to see how many people came to us, right? That I didn't know, that I didn't recognize. um, or I've never met in person, but I've only known them by their Instagram handle or tag or whatever you want to call it. And then to be able to finally meet them was pretty awesome, right? Because I like having conversations with people. I like discussing things. I like to see who they are. I think you can tell a lot more from the way people speak, their body language. I pay attention to those types of things, and I can see if somebody's being sincere, if somebody is jerking my chain. So I really enjoy that. But the one thing I enjoy the most, and this is a selfish part, is it's my motivation. That portion of it, it's my currency. We've been doing, like I said, we've been doing this for 2 years, over 2 years, and I put a lot of hours, um, a lot of days and hours and work into this, right? Um, I know Edgar's put God knows how many hours, into it. I know Zach has done the same exact thing, and we all have families and children, right, and businesses that we're running and doing, right, on top of all this. And I'm old enough in my life, right, and where I've gone places where I know that, you know, um, uh, I look after what's important for me, right, and what my beliefs are, and my family, and everything I do has a purpose. I don't waste energy on things that don't matter, right? I'm just too old for that shit. I just don't do that anymore, right? I'm past that. And it's a question that always comes up and stuff, and it's just like, well, you know, financially, what's in it? I mean, I haven't been cut a paycheck. I haven't seen $1, right? Throughout this whole journey that we've been on, and that's not the reason why I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it because I get a high. I feel good. Um, I see that I've done some, or I've had an impact, or we've had an impact on someone else's life and business. To me, that is all the motivation I need. That's my currency. And when I talk to people and they come up to me and I have no idea who the hell they are, right? And they come up and say, "Hey, John. Hey, Edgar. Hey, Zach. Right here. I heard at the last show talking to Zach, or I'm talking to you, Edgar." People coming up to me, and it's just like, you've really made a difference and you've helped me. Um, to me, that's everything, right? And so I'm looking forward to going there and talking and meeting people and learning new things, and then hearing, hopefully, that these three knuckleheads have had some positive impact on their lives and their businesses and their livelihood. To me, that is what I'm looking forward to the most, because that's what drives me to keep doing it. Because if nobody's listening, then I'm not going to waste my energy, right? If nobody, if they don't want to take, the years of experience and knowledge that we three have, years to learn from the mistakes that we've already made, and to kind of help guide those that are at an earlier part in their journey, or a different part of their journey, and they can help avoid those obstacles, and better themselves. To me, that's everything, because what I get out of it is that now I get to help be a part of a better industry, right? And if our industry is better, and we're looked upon as more professional, right, and everybody does better, then we all do better, right? And then that's where I benefit too, as my business and my career. So that's long story short, that's what I'm looking forward to, just talking to people. And then the last part of it is, I love hearing about what we can do better, right? Or what else they want to hear, because what I think and what I'm doing, or what we think, here's a question here, a question there. When we get the feedback and say, "Hey guys, we'd really like you to start talking about this," or maybe, "Can you start talking about that?" or "Have you tried this or done this?" or whatever. Ideas like that is what I look forward to, so that we can provide better quality content for everybody, because that's the reason why we're doing it. Mm, that's me.
Absolutely. So I will tell you this from my standpoint, two things. One, if you know me, you know that I enjoy kind of getting together with a lot of people, right, John? Like when you guys come out, it's always, let's get together, let's do this. I really kind of enjoy that time of, bringing people together. For me, so first of all, obviously the awards, I want to see the people that win, all that. What's more exciting to me is being able to bring everybody together and to hang out and to have like this big reunion, this big party, this big get together, right? So I know that we have, a lot of different people that's there, but we talk to all these people all year round, right? And it's very different. And the chemistry is very different when all these people just kind of come together, right? It's like this big, huge hangout. You can now go from the social media platforms to actually hanging out with these people in person. And so that's what really excites me. It excites me to be able to go up to people and shake their hands and give them a hug and talk the shop and, do all that kind of stuff. So for me, from that social aspect of it, to be able to bring everybody together and hang out with everything, that's kind of one of the things that I look forward to the most. The other thing that I'm looking forward to this year, John, and we did have a lot of people when we started with the idea with the awards and stuff like that. We got a lot of people that said, "Hey, you'll never get all these people in one room in our industry. Our industry is divided. Our industry, people don't play together and don't do any of that." And so we had the awards. It happened. Everybody came together, and believe it or not, we've still had people saying, "Oh yeah, that was just a one-time thing." And so what I'm looking forward to this year is being able to put even a bigger event together. But this time, John, being able to take pictures of it and kind of go back and say, not only did we do it once, but we did it twice, and we're going to do it again, right? Because it's just everybody coming together and everybody wants to do it. Everybody wants to be in the same room. Everybody wants to collaborate. Everybody wants to have a great time and bring our industry together like you're saying. And I think this is one of those events that does that everybody just kind of just says, you know what, let's just go have a great night together as an industry and celebrate that industry. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Let's see here. It is 12 o'clock. I need to finish packing my bags.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, and just saying what you're saying is like, it's funny when we hear oh, you guys can't do this. That's our fuel, right? It's like, watch me, right? Oh, okay. I didn't even think about, oh, really? Watch me, right? What you say, I can't, watch me. I'll show you. And I don't give a shit what it takes, right? I mean, that's just how we are. Us three, we're like, okay,
Yeah.
Oh, it can't be done. All right, great. That gives me even
Let's
more
go do
motivation.
it. Right.
Let's go do it. Right?
Absolutely. It's one of those.
Funny.
It's one of those, John. There's some things in life that I've learned to do that people have looked at me, and I'll give you a perfect example. I could do woodworking. I have all the equipment to do woodworking. I love doing it. I love, building things. And somebody came to me one day and said, there's no way, there's no way that you'll learn how to do woodworking stuff. That's not your ammo. I spent the next 3 months till 2-3 o'clock in the morning watching videos, buying all the equipment, and now I just love doing it. I built bars, I've built all kinds of decorations. I built. Did I ever show you the bar that I built?
Oh yeah.
I built a bar and I put lights in it. I did all that. I had a friend that, wanted this big, huge, dog house because out here it's cold. I went out and you should have seen these dog houses that I built, John. And they had side doors. They had, so anyways, my sister-in-law's house, she bought a new house. She needed some more work done in the bathroom floor and stuff like that, molding it. So I think one of the ways that you can get me to do something, John, and this is, I'll give this up. Tell me I can't do it.
Oh,
and then you're going to feel that fire to, here goes Edgar now. So
their hate motivates. Their hate motivates, man. Trust me. Really?
John's going to be like, hey, Edgar, will you go wash my car? Oh, you can't do it.
Dude, all I'm thinking about, look here, no lie. As soon as you were talking about that, right? And you said your sister-in-law's house, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, we just bought a house, right?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of work that needs to be done there, and nobody's there. So Edgar, go build some wood stuff, dude.
You know what I would like to build for that house of yours? I would like to build a rustic mudroom.
Oh, you know what?
I would love to build a rustic mudroom.
No, you can't. I bet you can't. Nah, you don't have time. You can't do that.
Not only that, I have a lot of the wood on the side of my house because I buy some of that wood and I put it outside to age it. So let's talk about that, because last time I was there and I told Leanne I would love to build them a rustic mud room for that area right there. But anyways,
we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. John's gonna be like, yeah, not rustic.
Yeah,
we just want to go modern, Edgar. So anyways,
No.
All right, John, believe it or not, we said 30 minutes. It's been 54 minutes. So I'm going to let you go so that we can get ready to head out to Vegas. Everybody that's out there listening, thank you so much for joining us today. Matt, big huge shout out to you. Brian, Jeanette, Maria, Brianna, and then I saw Jeremy out here. Big shout out to all you guys. We will see you guys all in Vegas. Safe travels, everyone. John, we'll see you tonight. Have a great one, my friend. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.